All right. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah. Can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? Let's have a look. Bear with me. Let's see. I don't know if I'm live. I haven't used this in a long time. Let's see if it works. Can you hear me? Okay, the voice is coming through. Now let's see if I can get the link. Okay, there is a link. And if I go to somewhere, not there, edit, description. Okay, nearly there. Oh, that's it. I'm in. Alaikum salam, everyone. How you doing? I don't plan to stay online for very long, but yeah, a couple of videos that or online interactions that I had recently has prompted me to want to just say a little something. So the first was our friend, the cowboy. What's his name? The cowboy Muslim. Let's see, is that his name? The Muslim cowboy. Yeah, the Muslim cowboy. Now, first of all, to call yourself cowboy sounds a little bit like, a rogue builder, cowboy builder, like someone who's dishonest. And this guy, he's another member of the Dawa cult. Okay. So I don't know if any of you watched the video and what your thoughts are. But from my perspective, the guy was really his behavior was not acceptable for somebody who claims to be in one of the Dawa elite. Okay. So let me see if I can play it. Tell me if you can hear anything. Here is the video. If you can't hear.
The return of Isa alayhi salam, we're not going to entertain these things. Welcome, reactionary. What's up?
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, I saw a video that you did. I'm not sure when it was or where it was, but you were outside a masjid and you said that somebody inside called you a kafir.
He did takfir me.
I saw that. Yeah, where was that?
It was in a masjid, alhamdulillah.
Was it the haram or no?
No. It was. We'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay, yeah.
Anything publicly. I mean, it's something that happened.
All right. So, very simple question, right? Now, the point is, he done a video, crying his eyes out, pretty much, begging for sympathy from his viewers, to say, look, so I went in the masjid with my cowboy hat on, and somebody made takfir of me. How is this acceptable? This is terrible. So how can you make takfir of someone for wearing a cowboy hat? Okay. So before I jump to his support, jump to his defense, and he's tugging on my heartstrings, as they say. Before I jump to his defense, let me get as much facts as I can about the situation. So him wearing a cowboy hat in Texas in the masjid isn't going to be the same as wearing a cowboy hat in, say, Medina, which is where he's a student. So I asked him where was this masjid, and he's refusing to answer that question. Why? Why be ambiguous about it? Why not just tell us where the masjid was? Right now, in the video, which he says he's deleted now, you could see a big mosque in the background. It looked like it was somewhere like Medina, right? But he's refusing to tell us where this masjid was. Why would he refuse to tell us where this masjid was? Either because it makes his initial pleas for support, it would make him look silly, or he doesn't want to bite the hand that feeds him, as in he's a student at the University of Medina in Saudi Arabia and doesn't want to be critical about the country and lose his scholarship. Yeah, but whichever it is, at least be honest and tell us.
Somebody said that I was imitating the disbelievers. That's not takfir, first of all. Okay. And then I disagreed, got into an argument, explained how I'm not. This is from the stuff of my people, and this is actually part of my dawah, so on and so forth.
No, the cowboy hat is part of your dawah. Yeah.
Continued to say I have no ilm, I have no dalil. I brought forth evidence from Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah.
Now, quoting Ibn Taymiyyah is not evidence. Evidence is Quran and Sunnah, right? Quoting Ibn Taymiyyah is not evidence.
They did not accept it, and then they said at the end of it, you are anta tushabbih al-kufar fa anta minhum. And then
so the person he was disputing with said to him, look, you are resembling the kuffar, therefore you are from them. Meaning you are kafir.
You are from them. That at that point, those words right there at the end, this was putting me outside of the fold of Islam, right? According to them. So that's exactly what happened. I went my other way, they went their way, and khalas, this is what happened. And I have forgiven this person. I seek my reward from Allah. I held nothing.
Oh, I've forgiven this person. You know, he done such a wrong to me. Yeah, like come on, bro. He's taking it that seriously. If it was that serious, then you should take him to court, which you can do in Saudi Arabia where you are. You can do what's called qadhf. You can they have this place called Diwan al Madhalim. You can go there and file your complaint against him.
Against the person. But this is the general what happened.
So that was in Texas.
It happened, yeah. It happened in the world.
In the world.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say where
it happened in the world. Like where did you have a car accident? Oh, in the world somewhere.
Why don't you just say where it happened, bro?
Because he's protecting both himself and the other brother, bro.
Yeah, and I'm protecting the image of where it happened as well. See, the thing is,
yeah. So there, he's admitted it now. All these fanboys on the side, they're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, saying, "Oh, he's trying to protect the image of the person." No, he's protecting the image of the place where it happened. Yeah, meaning he's trying to not be critical of Saudi Arabia.
It doesn't matter where it happened.
No, it doesn't. That kind of stuff.
Of course, it matters where it happened, because you're talking about the clothing of a people. Yeah, if you're not in that place where the people wear cowboy hats as a norm, then it's important. It's critical to this, whole discussion.
Stuff can happen anywhere, man. It doesn't really.
No, of course it matters where it happened.
Yeah, and these fanboys with the name Dawah in their, title. Dawah over Dunya. They're just a cult, bro. Dawah Digests. So I could just create an account, call it Dawah something, yeah? You lot are jokers.
What are you talking about? If you go to any books of fiqh, you'll see something about shuhra. Like,
yeah, shuhra. So it's somebody who's trying to stand out from everyone else, trying to be recognized, trying to be famous. How does he not know about shuhra? And he admitted it himself. He's saying that's his dawah. He wants to be recognized by his cowboy hat.
Disliked.
So, like public speaking is a delicate issue. it can swing from sincerity to showing off or riya, like very easily. It's very difficult to stay truly sincere when you're doing something publicly.
To do something called shuhra, where you stand out from the rest of the people in that place. So how can you just disregard that?
Yeah, that's true. But if you're in a place that everybody sticks out and everybody wears the clothes that their country is from, then there's no such thing as shuhra.
But so now you're saying the place is important for shuhra, right? But
For
you're
shuhra,
not
but
telling
you're
us.
talking about,
But you're
you're
not telling us the state.
I'm telling
the
you
place where it
that
happened.
the takfir is.
Why is
not
it your
important.
business? Why is it
The-
your business? This is
the
his
takfir
place.
hold on.
place-
I mean, look, 1 second. React. You realize that there are a lot of.
So you said, why is it my business?
Yeah.
Because
why
it was
is
a
it your
public
business?
video. You made the public video public.
React.
Yeah, so Muslims are supposed to be balanced. They're not supposed to take sides. You're supposed to stand up for justice, even if it's against yourself. Don't stand up with someone because it's their channel or they're your friend or they got the name Dawah in their title.
And I'm a
Because
viewer of that
what was
video.
the point that he was
teach
trying to
people
get
that
across?
There is no such thing. My whole point is to teach
Yeah.
people there's no such thing as clothes of the kuffar, this old nonsense idea that people used to say in the 90s.
So he's saying there's no such thing as clothes of the kuffar. I mean, is that true? Do you all agree with that? Do kuffar have clothing? I mean, he's going to say he's a student of knowledge, right? And he studies in Medina. And any sheikh that he respects, from the kibar ulama, they're going to be on a radio show called Nurun ala Darb. On this radio show, they'll be asked questions about, oh, can women, buy clothes from the mall, from these Western shops like Dior, etc. And you always hear the same answers. These don't allow your women to imitate the kuffar. They're dressing in these kuffar the clothing of the kuffar, even though their aura is covered, right? And they're wearing a abaya over it. So anyway, that's the thing. Either you stick to the ulama or you don't.
It's garbage. I'm going to be serious.
He's saying it's garbage. He will not say that to Sheikh Al-Fawzan.
It's garbage talk. It's old.
He's happily saying it's garbage to me because he thinks I'm nobody. I'm an idiot. But he would never say that to Sheikh Al-Fawzan. These dawah cult. Yeah, I don't want to say too many bad things.
Super Salafi garbage talk. And we have no place for it in our dawah.
Yeah, I agree with you. But is there something called shuhra in Islam then?
Yes, it is. So if I went to, let's say, a place that is a community, and this is what I do. If I say I go to this town and everybody dresses a certain way, I'm not going to go against them. But say I live in a place where everybody dresses from the country they come from, like if you're from Kyrgyzstan and you bring your clothes, and a person from...
See, look, in the old days, I mean, there was an English Muslim. I think it was Lord Headley. It was either him or Muhammad Asad, one of the two. They were writing about their first. Yeah, I think it was Lord Headley. He traveled to Mecca. It may have been Muhammad Asad actually. They were describing their trip to Mecca. When they arrived in the Haram, they could see, when people leave the shoes outside on the rack, they could see where all of the different people were coming from, what countries, because the shoes belonged to the design of the shoes were from a particular place or region. You could see that these people were from this region or that country, just from the style of clothing or the style of shoes. So yeah, with that being the case, somewhere like Masjid al-Haram in Mecca, yeah. But nowadays, even people from multiple countries, when they get to Mecca, they end up buying a white thobe anyway. So, and if you're going to one of these smaller mosques, which which I think where this incident happened, you're not going to see people wearing cowboy hats in there. Yeah, I've got no problem you wearing a cowboy hat. I don't see it as an issue. I don't believe. I mean, it's the clothing of your people. Go ahead and wear it. I've got no issue with it. But you can understand how the people around you would consider it clothes of kuffar, because the only people they've ever seen wearing it is kuffar. They don't associate a cowboy hat with the clothing of Muslims. So you need to be prepared for that type of triggering of people that you do by dressing that way.
From China, they wear their clothes, and we're all meeting in the same place, and I'm wearing the clothes from where I'm from, then there's no longer a thing called shuhra.
I don't know where you were. That's the whole reason I asked you.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
but
Okay.
the reason what I was saying is it's not important. The shuhra, the place is important. But what I said was the takfir upon me, that isn't important, the place. Yes, shuhra, it is important where the place was. But I said it's not important to know where it was because of what he said, not about the shuhra. Because he didn't mention anything about shuhra whatsoever.
Yeah, but it's your act of, let's call it shuhra, you're standing out, okay, which has caused him to ask you about why you're dressing like that, okay? He says, why are you trying to be different? Why are you dressing in those clothes? Don't you know those clothes are the clothes of the kuffar? That's what he's saying. So you can't just separate shuhra from his takfir. It's your shuhra that's led to his takfir. They're directly connected.
His point was that I am following and I am imitating these people and I am from them.
Yeah, so do you deny the hadith then? Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. You're imitating the people, therefore you're from them. Now justify to us why you're not from them.
So I'll give you an example, brother. Like, I was in a particular part of the world where they wear shamar and thobe, right? Now, a friend of mine visited from Algeria, and in
Brandon was, you are dressing like you're. Why are you wearing that here? You should be wearing that when you're on a. You should wear that at the beach. You should wear that while you're riding a horse. To brother Brandon, go, hey Brandon, man, why are
you were in the shamar and the thobe.
Yeah, so this is where this fanboy comes in. He can't hold his tongue. He just starts talking.
you? He didn't come up to brother. He didn't come up to brother Brandon and go, hey Brandon, man, why are you wearing? You should be wearing that in the house, man. You shouldn't be. You know, you should wear that. You know. When you're with your parents or with your family, you should wear that at the beach. You should wear that while you're riding a horse. He didn't say that. Like if I came, I don't think Brandon would have made a video about that if I was in the masjid with him and I go, hey man, why are you wearing a hat? Why are you wearing that here? You should be wearing that when you're on a horse. You should be wearing that when you're, you know, like when you're doing lasso tricks, right? But that's not. But that's not what that person said to Brandon. What the person said to Brandon was, you are dressing like you're imitating the kuffar. That's a serious.
Anta minhum, and then he said, and you are from them.
Yeah,
in front of my daughter,
right.
And in front of my guest that is here from the UK.
Yeah.
And
I'll tell you what,
even if
somebody went to the
Like whether he said it in front of your daughter and your guest or he didn't, that's not relevant.
masjid
Again, he's trying to pull on heartstrings
with their
yeah, you see his technique.
PJs, okay, which isn't correct,
yeah.
Right? With their PJs.
Yeah.
Is it still then correct to say you are dressing like the kafir and you're among them?
Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. That's the hadith.
No.
Fahuwa minhum.
No. Oh my God. Are you listening carefully?
That's a hadith, brother.
I'm not saying it's not a hadith.
That is what I said in the video.
I'm not
he
saying
said
it's
that.
not. I'm not saying
He
it's not a
said
hadith.
that and I said Sadaqa Rasulullah.
I don't think you're understanding my question. If somebody's at a masjid, for example, if I was at the masjid with Brandon, I said, hey Brandon, man, why are you wearing that hat in the masjid, man? You should be wearing that at the ranch. Right? I don't think Brandon would have made a video about that. But there's a difference between saying, hey, man, you should be wearing that. Because the example you gave was, oh, this guy came to the masjid wearing something that generally in that tradition area, they believe that's side-eye. But, you know, but if some side-eye, but, you know, bombastic side-eye eyes like on TikTok, bombastic side-eye. But, you know, but if someone comes and does some stares, some bombastic side eyes like on TikTok, bombastic side-eye. But, you know,
yeah, so this bombastic side-eye, I came to learn today what that is. Some sort of video trend on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Yeah, bombastic side-eye. So that means, so you know what he watches.
But if someone comes and does takfir and says, hey, you are imitating the kuffar and you are among them, that's not just, oh, hey, man, we should be wearing that at the house or at the ranch. You're doing you're doing takfir. That hadith you quoted is not that you just quoted. I agree it's a hadith, but you don't apply it to someone because they're dressing different from you, unless he's dressing in a haram way, like in an actual haram way.
No, he said, man tashabbaha biqawmin.
Okay, react. Very simple. If I go to the masjid wearing PJs or dressed, not even PJs, dressed.
All right, if you dressed as a woman, right?
Yeah. dressed as a woman and oh my god, dressed as a dressing as a
we're
woman.
talking. Look, we're
React.
talking something that is that is general, that is not normal, that has no specific.
Oh, am and khas. Oh, typical people who think they got knowledge.
Dressing as a woman that has a specific nas. We're talking Sharia, brother.
Dressing
You have
as
to
a woman and
understand what
dressing
is
in a way that dressing as a woman and dressing in a non-traditional way are not the same thing. Okay,
you're the one that mentioned about PJs, right? So you're trying to remove it to some...
React. Is wearing PJs haram?
So they automatically believe that they are all in the right, and they're not willing to listen or let me even complete a sentence to explain to them why maybe they're not right. They're just trying to educate me rather than be educated. It's arrogant, bro. It's very arrogant.
Generally speaking, where's the dalil? Where's the dalil?
What are you talking about?
Where's the dalil?
Talking about,
I can give you the dalil that I can give you an explicit dalil that we're
you're not addressing the point.
React. Let me tell you.
Am I imitating the kuffar?
React. Is he among the kuffar? Is Brennan among the kuffar?
Brother, I'm telling you, the man.
What's your definition of imitation?
One second.
He said.
React. Is he among the? Is Brandon for wearing a cowboy hat? Is it right to say he is among the kuffar? Is that correct?
The man used that dalil.
Is that correct? Now, to say someone is among the kuffar?
Did he use the dalil incorrectly?
React. I didn't ask you that. Is it correct to say that someone is among the kuffar?
So he asked for dalil. There's a dalil.
Kuffar because he's dressed because he has a hat. That's just.
It depends, right? Depends.
Okay, so then why are you? What's your point, bro?
My point? No, I'm just saying. I watched that video.
Sorry,
the brother was very upset about the comment made by somebody in the masjid. I wanted to know where was that masjid.
React.
Like for example,
it's none of your business. It's none of your business.
Of course, it's my business.
No, it's not.
Why is it not my business? The guy made a public video, and I'm a member of the public.
Doing a video publicly if it's private.
Because he made the things hold on, brother.
And I've deleted
them. He made the things public that he wanted to make public, and he kept the things private that he wanted to keep private. So it's none of your business because he kept the location private. What's your next question?
React. Very simple. I just want to ask him a simple question. React. Is Brandon among the kuffar because he wore a cowboy hat?
Well, it depends why he's wearing the cowboy hat.
React. Answer the godforsaken question. Is he?
Now, is that permissible to say in Islam, God-forsaken? How is that acceptable? That's not acceptable speech.
Is he among the kuffar because he wore a cowboy hat?
We have to know a person's intention to make takfir.
Okay.
You don't know the intention.
Oh, wait. 1 second. Do you know his intention? Do you know his intention?
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. So that's why I was asking him. Why are you wearing the cowboy hat?
So you can be quiet.
You asked him where the location was, man.
You can be quiet.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Okay.
This is the first time you've asked.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to ask a number of things. One of those things is where's the location. Another question is your intention. Right? You have to let me go through the stages.
This is why I'm asking, because you just lied. You have not asked that before.
Oh, he's declaring me to be a liar now. Right? Not that I'm mistaken or anything else. No, I'm a liar.
Oh, I'm a liar. Okay.
You are a liar.
You're the one that done the video. I'm just trying to clarify.
React.
You're not trying to clarify anything.
Justifying doing kufr to someone for wearing a hat.
It's okay.
I know you.
Now look at that weird behavior. Watch him.
Justifying doing kufr to someone for wearing a hat. React.
You're not trying to clarify anything.
Justifying doing kufr to someone for wearing a hat. For wearing a hat.
It's okay.
I know you guys are fanboys, right? You guys are fanboys.
We're not fanboys of any particular person.
Over dramatic for wearing a hat, and the nodding that took place after.
Always a reason, bro. And you're over here.
One second, please. Hold on. I have a bigger following than him.
Okay, so what are you talking about? I don't know who you are. I know the cowboy listening. I like the brother. The only issue is
this guy's got a bigger following than him. Like, I've never heard of Ramsey before in my life. Like, who is he? Why has he got a bigger following than the Muslim cowboy?
I found that video a little bit
this guy out, man.
unsettling.
Yeah.
Look at that. How can you talk to me like that? How can you say, shut this guy up, get this guy out of here? How do you talk to a Muslim in that way? Or anybody in that way? I wasn't rude. I was polite.
It's not even that. We
Why
are
get me out of
fans.
there?
Hold on a
We
Why
are
second,
get me out
guys.
fans
of
Wait
of
a second.
reason.
Wait a
And
second.
you
Yeah.
came up here.
Why would you
You
say
came
get
up
him out
here.
of there? That's
I'm not
so
going to talk
disrespectful.
over you, man. If you
Relax.
don't stop talking, I'm just going to go ahead and part ways.
Hold on. Please.
It's not me that was talking over this Morris guy. It was his friend Ramsey that was talking over him. But he's telling me he's gonna, like weirdos.
Calling me a fanboy, Brandon. Don't take this the wrong way. I have a bigger following than him, more than
Why does he have to keep repeating that? He was so hurt by that comment.
double.
I've never heard of you.
That's your problem, not mine. Don't make assumptions about me then.
Listen, man, you can't.
Now, this comment, no akhlaq, no manners, no knowledge. He's talking about me, whoever wrote that. Who do you think that really applies to in this conversation? In reality, it's clear it applies to them. They have no akhlaq, no manners, no knowledge. So that's them, not me. I've been respectable, polite. I've not interrupted them as much as possible, right?
Came
me a
up here.
fanboy.
You
I
came
have a
up
bigger
here on a
following than
Muslim
him.
stream. You came up here on a Muslim stream, and you did nothing because chaos.
Yeah, a Muslim stream. Yeah, and
A Muslim stream, and you did nothing because chaos and fitna to every single person on here, and
Well,
every.
so I caused chaos and fitna simply by asking where this incident occurred. Chaos and fitna, yeah?
ask the question and you're getting all
So,
defensive.
No.
let me ask,
And when
brother,
you-
like, are
so
you a
you asked
Muslim?
Now the Muslim cowboy wants to do takfir of me. He's it's insinuating I am not even a Muslim. Look at that.
Okay, why
When have you heard of a non-Muslim talking about things like shuhra and takfir and whatever else, niyyah?
are you asking that question?
I'm asking because I have shak. I have doubt now. Are you a Muslim?
What shak has been presented to him? What reason have I demonstrated for him to have shak in my Islam? What a despicable, lowly gutter move that this Muslim cowboy has resorted to. Shame on you, man. And you're supposed to be a dawah person. You're a cowboy. That's what you are.
What reason would you have to? What difference does it make if I'm Muslim?
I haven't seen your face. I have no. Your name is. There's nothing I know because disbelievers come on and they say
There's
Salam
nothing
alaikum
about you.
too.
There's nothing to indicate.
We know
that.
nothing about
There's
you.
nothing.
I'm asking.
I don't know anything about you, other than what you publicize on the internet through your channels. Don't know who Ramsey is. I don't know who Maurice is. I don't know who these guys are.
You outwardly. I'm not doing.
When
takfir.
I came on, I said Assalamu alaikum.
So do non-Muslims. I have some non-Muslims who come
I
on
have a
and say
Coptic
Salam
friend that
alaikum.
says Salam alaikum.
Okay, why are you asking if I'm Muslim? Will it make you treat me differently?
Yes, it will.
Yes.
Because
yes.
In what way?
In Sharia, we treat disbelievers differently.
Because we're gonna smack.
Now, this is a direct contradiction to every single dawah person I've been speaking to for the past 2 years, where they constantly try to argue that we can call, as Zakir Naik does all the time, the non-Muslims, my brother, my sister. Yeah, the sister has asked a very good question. The brother has asked a very good question. Yeah, you are the people that are always calling the kuffar your brothers and sisters, and then now you're telling me that, oh, the Sharia requires you to treat non-Muslims differently. Look at the hypocrisy and the double standards of these people. They try to use arguments simply to agree with their ego. They're despicable. Shame on these guys, man.
Treat disbelievers differently.
Because we're gonna smack you upside the head if you are, bro.
Gonna smack me upside the head. Like, is that dawah? To smack somebody else upside the head because they're not a Muslim? Is that wala wal bara? Like, what do you mean you'll smack someone upside the head? How is that inviting them to Islam?
And if you're
I'm
not,
gonna
we're gonna
smack
give you an
upside the head.
excuse.
But I see you all, treating non-Muslims beautifully and calling them my brother and my sister
I
all the
don't
time.
ever say
React.
I always see this from you dawah people.
If a Muslim is if a non-Muslim is sincere, I'll talk to him sincerely. If a Muslim comes and acts like Abu Jahl, I'll treat him like Abu Jahl. Fair.
Abu Jahl. He's comparing me now to Abu Jahl. You know who Abu Jahl is? La ilaha illallah. These people got no shame whatsoever. Disgusting.
React.
Bro, it's
You've
very
come
simple.
on here. I have treated you with respect and asked questions. You've come on disrespecting every person on this panel.
That's not true. The opposite is true. He's not treated me with respect. He's allowed his guests to insult me. right? He himself has just tried to do takfir of me. In fact, he did. He cried when somebody made takfir of him because of his cowboy hat. But then he's trying to do takfir of me and using his fanboys to do so as well. These people are shameless. Gutter dwellers, man. La ilaha illallah.
Disrespecting every person on this panel.
This guy-
Then you call us fanboys. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you have to start showing them some respect.
Yeah, these people were your fanboys because they didn't listen to both sides of the argument. They just came to your defense. That's fanboy behavior.
You have to start showing them some respect, little boy. Okay.
How could a
Oh, he's calling me little boy. That's good manners, yeah?
So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you have to start showing them some respect, little boy. Okay.
I've got a bigger following than him. I don't need. No offense, Brandon. I don't need to simp to this guy.
Okay, the Muslim
So Ramsey's still crying about he feels so insulted that I've never heard of him. He's still trying to prove that he's got more followers than the cowboy.
You have to start showing them some respect, little boy. Okay.
I've got a bigger following than him. I don't need. No offense, Brandon. I don't need.
So show me from the Sunnah where you're allowed to call your guests little boy. That's cowboy behavior, bro. That's not Islamic behavior.
Need to simp to this guy.
Okay, the Muslim cowboy. I've not been rude to you. I've jumped on. These boys that keep interrupting and belittling me and disrespecting me.
I
You're
think
just
you're
sitting
really
there
not
watching them
on
disrespect
account, bro.
You
me.
just called me a fanboy.
It's not the other way
Calm
around.
down,
I've not
calm
been
down.
rude.
You just called me a
I
fanboy.
came, I
Wow.
greeted you all
Don't
with
act all
salam,
innocent.
and now you're trying to make takfir of me, saying, "Are you even a
No,
Muslim?"
that's not what we're trying to do. And this is my
What
What
last
reason
piece
do
of
you
advice.
think? What record have I displayed, brother?
You don't even
I'm
know
not
what
wearing a cowboy
takfir
hat.
means.
Okay, wallahi, I have to leave, so let me just say my piece. You came up here and you asked a completely irrelevant question in regards to a specific piece of information that was kept private for a reason. It was kept private for a reason. What his reason is his own, and it is none of your business.
Spoken just like a woman, right? Doesn't he sound like those women you see at those town halls in the United States? Just like a woman. Listen to him.
What his reason is his own, and it is none of your business. Okay? That is the root end of it. Has
Spoken like a true woman.
nothing to do with fandom. It has nothing to do with anything that you brought up here. He just simply did not want to tell you or any of the public in the video. That was not the point of the video. Now, why you want to know so bad is your own personal, for whatever conclusion you're trying to get closure of.
Fanboy. You
It's
want to know
not
where
his
he was.
responsibility.
Sounds like you're the fanboy. You want to know where he was. You want to know where this happened. It's like you're the fanboy. It's like, where did this
Yeah,
happen?
that
I
makes
want to
sense.
go. I want to
That makes sense, Ramsey. That makes sense what you said there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good.
So
Again, bro,
That's
you
most
gotta come up
interesting.
here. We can talk about a million other things, but the location as to where this happened, it's none of anybody's business. Nobody cares.
Why
Well,
is it
because
not
nobody cares. Nobody cares. He wanted to keep it private.
Shuhra
It's for
is
the very-
important. You need to know, right?
No,
It-
no,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't
yeah, come
need
on.
It
to
is.
know.
It is
Let's
core
stop,
to the
guys.
point
Yeah,
he
are
was
you a Muslim?
making.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
not.
stop this. Morris, Ramsey, look, I know you have not studied. Okay, I'm not a scholar, but it's very clear you haven't studied. The mas'ala in question is not shuhra, it's takfir. Shuhra has nothing to do with takfir. Do you understand? The incident
What do you mean it's got nothing to do with takfir? What an idiot. It's the shuhra that led to the takfir. You dummy. He's trying to flex, right? By saying, oh, you've not studied. And it's a mas'ala. He's trying to, impress his audience who don't know any better.
of what happened, and the reason I posted the video was to teach people that this has nothing to do with takfir. These things have nothing to do. Man tashabbaha biqawmin fahuwa minhum. As all of the scholars of hadith have said, this is imitating them in deen. And shuhra also in fiqh, which you don't know.
He's talking rubbish, right? Absolute rubbish. If you wear a Manchester United shirt and you go to an let's say an Arsenal match, okay, people will say, why are you dressing as a Man United supporter? You are a Man United supporter because you are wearing their clothing. The fact you're wearing their clothing means you support them.
Shuhar and Fiqh has to have an intention of becoming famous because of it. This is the clothes of my people. I've had this hat for years. This is how I used to dress. I'm dressing like this just so my people, when they see me, they'll know that Islam is not strange. But people like you, these pseudo neo-Salafis, which you said you don't agree with them, but you're coming off as one, the people who I criticized in the beginning of this video.
This is embarrassment to the setup. Wallahi.
Are you
yes,
Salafi?
exactly. Even that's why I say
No, at no point in this whole conversation did he ask me if I'm Salafi. So he's gone from calling me a kafir to calling me a Salafi and to a pseudo Salafi. Make your mind up. Which is it? Oh, and he's also called me a little boy too.
say pseudo, because the real ones that I know that I go to school with, they don't act like this. They have adab, they have akhlaq, which you have not
Okay,
come with, sir.
so when you go,
I think I displayed excellent akhlaq during this whole interaction. Do you think anybody could have shown as much patience as I did during that whole interaction? I was polite. I kept my calm. I didn't my cool. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't insult. Yes, I called them fanboys to demonstrate their behavior, right, that it wasn't just.
go to school in Medina, do you wear a cowboy hat?
No, I don't. I go.
Why not? It's the dressing of your people.
React.
Boom, mic drop. Can't yeah, he knows he can't handle that question.
React. Question. What do you
my
question?
God, bro.
React. What
By the way,
color
I'm
is
gonna
your
part
You don't
ways.
see a contradiction.
Assalamualaikum. I don't have the
React.
patience
Being a
for
troll
people
now.
like this.
How about
This
this?
is
React.
ridiculous.
How is that being a troll?
React.
Assalamualaikum
What
warahmatullahi.
Look, there's
color is
nothing
your
wrong with being wrong.
Yeah, they can't handle that. So one of them runs away,
Okay,
React.
just
What's the? How about
admit
this?
it.
and then Muslim Cowboy one of them decides to mute me.
That's all.
React.
I'm not wrong.
We all can learn.
One second.
Yeah, I
React.
know.
Will you tell us
That's
the color of
okay,
your
you.
underwear?
We've just taught you, but
Hold
you
on, one
won't
second.
admit to
Actually,
your-
Muslim code second. React. Will you tell us the color of your underwear? If you're so.
This guy's been asking me about my underwear like through half of the conversation. Why is he so fixated on that?
Right. Well, imagine if I asked you that.
Well, you did ask me. I don't need to imagine it.
Sorry, brother, I got muted for some reason.
Yeah, for good reason. Okay. Imagine if I asked you this. Tell me the color of your underwear. Imagine if I asked that.
Okay, I have a choice to tell you.
I got muted, right? And I told you I got muted. Instead of apologizing, he said, "Oh, you got muted for good reason."
What difference does it make? It's
okay.
private.
Oh, okay, good. So why are you asking? Who cares?
Boy, Akam Salam, my friend.
Okay.
Hold on a sec. Anyhow, I thought that was worth watching. I don't know your thoughts, guys. So Stuttering John says it's time to arrest Trump. Whoever Stuttering John is, you must have changed your account name because I had you blocked for some reason. I can't see your comments. Well, either I've got you blocked or you got me blocked. It's time to arrest Trump and the rest of the Jew QP, whatever that means. DeSantis' wife is okay. Yeah. So again, another demonstration of the Dawa cult and their fanboy and un-Islamic behavior. So the Daily Fail, first article is our beloved royal family. Tory MP David Warburton caught in Sting reveals he's quitting, handing Rishi Sunak a fresh by-election headache. Okay. Meghan McCain. So is this paper pro Boris Johnson or anti? Proof Boris Johnson's accuser did go to party in lockdown. Okay, I think this is a pro Boris Johnson paper. Okay. Let's see. Is there any news you want to look at? Friends pay tribute to a wonderful gym worker, 29, who was found dead by police after her car was found abandoned. See more royalty news. Downcast Duchess. Meghan Markle looks glum as she's spotted in public for first time since her $20 million Spotify podcast deal ended, and streaming services head of innovation called her and Harry effing grifters. More Meghan. Activist who forced compulsory nude female-only spa to admit trans women is branded a malignment liar over claims she visited in person to complain 2 months before she had a sex operation. Schools should not tell parents if their children come out as trans, as it's a safeguarding risk. Okay. What's that about? Schools shouldn't tell parents if their children come out as trans, says the chief rabbi. So he can issue guidance to schools. Okay. Are there any Muslims who can issue guidance to schools? And if not, why not? The publication, which has been enforced since 2018 without issue, described how informing parents of a child's sexuality or gender identity can itself be a safeguarding risk, as teachers can never know how a parent will react. The office says that a disclosure about being a member of the LGBT plus community should not be shared with anyone. It comes as the Department of Education is due to publish its own guidelines to schools on pupils questioning their gender identity by the end of the school term. So his issue here is making a pupil's parents aware of their child's sexuality and gender identity can itself be a safeguarding risk. I don't know what that means. A safeguarding risk. What does that even mean? Okay. Some have criticized the guidance, accusing the chief rabbi of sanctioning an attack on families. So are they saying that his guidance is pro-LGBT? I mean, if you're a parent, well, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Don't know what to say on that. Well, Bird Nest Rat Fest. You think Muslim Cowboy could talk like that to me in face to face? It's just when people are online, they say it's the crazy stuff. Royal fans think Sophie gave Princess Charlotte a telling off, but others are seeing more royalty. Bro, the whole paper is about the royal family. Did scientist thrown to his death have proof Wuhan lab leak was behind COVID? Chinese military expert who filed patent for COVID vaccine barely a month into the country's first lockdown died in mysterious circumstances, aged just 54. Zhu Yusen filed a patent for COVID vaccine on the 24th of February 2020. This was barely a month after Wuhan lockdown due to the outbreak. It is said that Zhu fell from the roof of the institute, but this is not confirmed. A Chinese military scientist who was reportedly thrown to his death from the roof of a Wuhan institute is at the center of mounting evidence that the COVID pandemic resulted from a lab leak. Mounting evidence, yeah? Do you remember during the lockdown, everyone was trying to tell us that it was from a market, from people selling bats? Intelligence obtained by members of the US Senate reveals that Zhu Yusen filed a patent for a COVID-19 vaccine on the 24th of February, barely a month after China put Wuhan into lockdown because of the outbreak. US vaccine developers told investigators that it would have been impossible to have generated the data cited in the patent so swiftly. It would have taken about 3 months' work, meaning that scientists at the Wuhan Institute for Virology were secretly working on a COVID vaccine in November, 2 months before Beijing told the world about the pandemic. Yeah, that's exactly what we were saying at the time. And don't forget who was trying to tell you to believe all this nonsense. Yeah, our Dawa cults. They were all trying to tell you to believe everything you're told. And if you didn't believe it, you are some sort of murderer or committing manslaughter at least. So a lot of people love to criticize the United States, but you have to give them their props. Which other countries have brought out this type of information, are doing Senate hearings and the like, trying to get to the bottom of it? Certainly not the UK. Scientists, yeah, whoever they are, increasingly believe that the pandemic, which claimed at least 7 million lives, supposedly, was triggered by an accident at the Wuhan Institute. So who are these scientists? Who are these scientists that are increasingly believing this? And they teamed up with the Chinese military to carry out controversial gain-of-function work aimed at increasing the infectiousness of the viruses. In April 2020, the Mail on Sunday became the first mainstream media outlet in the world to reveal fears that the virus had leaked from a Chinese lab after a member of COBRA, the government's secret emergency committee, said ministers were studying intelligence about an accident at the institute. It was dismissed by China and Western governments scared to upset Beijing as a conspiracy theory. So there you go. If you dare to say anything that the government doesn't agree with you to say, they attack you with the term conspiracy theorist. Yes, Mark Smith. Yeah, big up Jordan M for being honest about what he experienced. There's a hadith that says whoever resembles someone, he is from them, says Khalid ibn Walid. Yeah, exactly. That's what we were discussing. Last week, it was reported that 3 of the Wuhan scientists who were genetically altering the COVID virus were the first to fall sick with it, A member of one of the researchers' families later died. The researcher's case is expected to feature in previously classified material being released by the US Director of National Intelligence in the coming days. Where's this stuff that's coming in my ads? It's crazy. Oh, I don't know why that's coming up here. Maybe that's what Daily Mail readers typically buy. What other news is there? Take that. Okay, what's this? Massage parlor boss who raped women as young as 17 after luring them to job interviews is jailed for 19 years. What's his name? Raghu Singamaneni. Raghu Singamaneni, yes. So, in other words, he's not a Muslim. Raghu, I think, is a Hindu name, but it could be Sikh. I don't know. I think it's a Hindu name. He's from Luton. He was found guilty of raping and sexually assaulting 4 women at Wood Green Crown Court on Friday. I'm sure he didn't do those acts at court. No, he was found guilty at court for doing those acts. He met the first victim, aged 17, during a bogus job interview where he was asked to return the next day. He ran 2 massage parlors in Islington and Wood Green, took the minor to a hotel where he sexually assaulted and tried to rape her. Yeah, may Allah protect us from these kind of people. Okay, I was so scared. It was so scary. Katie Piper reveals she risked complete blindness while filming a new documentary as she details facing multiple hospital dashes. Okay. Columbia Jungle dad says using hallucinogenic drug favored by Prince Harry was key to searchers finding his children alive after plane crash. Interesting. Putin's new threat to the West, Russia citing nuclear weapons in Belarus close to the Polish border, is blackmail tactic. And testing how far the US will go to defend Europe, academic warns. Britain's biggest lenders rake in £44 billion as interest rates rise, while hard-hit families suffer from rising mortgage costs. So this MP took cocaine. It was naive. Is that how you spell naive? That's not an English letter. If I cut out dairy from my diet, could it help cure my cough? Okay, anything interesting over here? American college grad 22 leaves hospital dazed after she was hurled 165 feet down a German ravine next to Cinderella Castle by US tourist 30 in attack that killed her friend. The IRA scoured the world hunting for Steakknife, the British spy who double-crossed them for 22 blood-stained years. Okay. Royal Navy is pathetically weak, says former First Sea Lord, who calls for a fleet which could make someone's eyes water if they cross us at sea. Okay. 2 charged over murder of 35-year-old who was shot dead at secluded Kent holiday park on the Isle of Sheppey. Well, how can he be shot dead if guns are banned? So banning guns didn't stop this guy getting killed. Okay, anything else on this webpage? Wow, charging an electric car is now more expensive than filling up at the pump. Conor McGregor. Eamon Holmes. What is this? Yeah, it's all pretty much junk, isn't it, really? Oh, another thing in the news, or should I say that's been going crazy online, is Muslims reacting to a photograph of Andrew Tate reading a book on his bed. So they believe that he was reading the Quran and he was dressed inappropriately while doing so. So there's a bit of an uproar about it. You got one group of Dawah people all defending him, and another group saying, "Come on, bro, fix up." It's not elected cars, Bird Nest. It's what's it called? Electric cars. Yeah. Any other news to talk about, people? All right, let's see. Let's go to the Arab News newspaper. Let's see what they're talking about. All right, here's the Arab News. Prince Faisal, he's their foreign minister. He stresses non-interference in internal affairs during Tehran talks. Okay. So it looks like they're trying to have a rapprochement, if that's the correct word, to put an end to their conflict. Sudanese parties agree new 72-hour ceasefire, say Saudi US mediators. Why is Saudi involved in the Sudanese civil conflict? I don't understand. It's like a Boeing aircraft, probably a 777. Saudi astronauts Rayana Barnawi Ali Al Qarni back in the kingdom after successful space mission. They're sending women to space, yeah? Where's their hijab, bro? Well, that is supposedly a hijab, is it? That's not even a hijab over on this side. She's got something on her head. You can barely see it. Bro, they're a joke. Modern Saudi Arabia is a joke, bro. Proud of the moustache. Why not be proud of the beard? Oh, what is this now? This is what they're doing in Saudi Arabia now as well. Look, acrobatics shows. Yeah, it's a madness. Wait a second. What is this? The Little Prince novel. The picture looks like it's a girl. I wouldn't be surprised if it's some LGBT type novel. Yeah, but this is like shameful. They got no shame. I don't know if you guys are aware about how to go for Hajj nowadays. You don't go through these local travel agents anymore. You have to apply online to this Saudi website, and they put your name in a sort of bucket, and these different local, well, let's say local tourist agents in Saudi Arabia will put their hand in the bucket and select people that they'll take in their Hajj group. This is a Tunisian leader. Are you kidding? Look at that. So wait, after that uprising, right, that Arab Spring that kicked off in Tunisia, you're telling me there was no resurgence of Islamic parties in their political system? A key critic of Tunisian President Kais Saied called in for questioning over allegations of conspiracy against the state, has accused the president of criminalizing all opposition. Look, this concept of the state, and in Arabic they call it the dawla, right? As if to say it is a separate entity from the people. I'm not sure I agree with this concept. The Americans have a much better concept of this, that the people are to be represented. The state isn't an entity that stands on its own in opposition to its people. It's there to serve its people, or it should be, to protect its people, to look after them. It shouldn't even exist. Why have the dawla anyway? People should be able to look after themselves. But the fact is that many people can't, so you need a group of people in society that cater to the needs of people. That manage the roads, manage electricity and infrastructure, even those are all privatized nowadays, so you don't really need a state to do that. Yeah, bro. Like, we have a lot of sort of subconscious ideas which we don't even consider. Where did these ideas come from? How do I accept these to be the state of affairs of normality, shall we say? When you start critical thinking, you realize, well, bro, like, I've been blind to this for a long time. Police in Tunisia have arrested more than 20 government opponents since February, including former cabinet ministers. Yeah. If you speak in opposition to your government, this is what they call you. Or they'll charge you with those charges. Looks like they have an issue with immigration too. What's Rixos? Why does this ad keep coming up? Let's see what that is. Rixos Premium Belek. Where do you think that is? Ah, it's in Turkey. It's a nice looking beach. Well, it's an okay looking beach. In Antalya. Accor Hotels Group. It's French. So what is it? A hotel? Yep. Rixos Hotels. Check rates. It's the 18th. So let's say next week. Arrival, and if you want to stay for, say, Monday to Friday, okay? 2 adults. Check rates. Okay, so what's that? 4 nights? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. 4 nights comes up to $5,000. $1,000 a night. What's so special about this? And that's for the cheapest cheapest room. Okay, let's see the sea view. Well, let's check this one first. It's got a bath and a shower. I like that picture. The sky looks nice. Anyhow, let's see what else they got. Deluxe suite, sea view. Is that it? All right, we'll leave that for now. Yeah, well, that is not cheap for a hotel. That is pretty expensive. 5-star. Antalya. When we went for 5 nights, when we arrived, we were told that being upgraded to the VIP villa package. They took us to the villa by buggy, and I couldn't believe how stunning the villa was. It had 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Okay. I wonder if it's inclusive, like of food and drinks, or is it just pay as you dine? Would you go there? That's pretty good. I'm not sure about the price though. I don't think it's a very competitive price. Suspect in knife and van attack appears in court. Latvia considers Saudi Arabia a high priority market, says Baltic States Minister for Economics. Construction sector and AI to dominate future jobs in Saudi Arabia, says PMI official. giga projects like NEOM. Over 5,200 projects across Saudi Arabia with a combined worth of $819 billion are currently underway, representing 35% of all active GCC project values. With such a vast number of projects, there will be a significant demand for skilled professionals in the construction industry, including project managers, engineers, architects, and skilled labor. Okay, what are they saying here? The growth of the construction sector in Saudi Arabia is expected to simultaneously increase job opportunities in advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, especially considering the fact that building firms are making use of AI to elevate efficiency and safety. AI-powered construction is taking the industry by storm. Is the potential to improve productivity, safety, and quality in construction projects. AI can be used to streamline project management, including scheduling, resource allocation, and risk management. All right, that's enough for now. I need to go masjid. Yeah, it's Fajr time. McLaren. Win 2 weekend tickets to the Silverstone Formula One race weekend, as well as a McLaren team hoodie, t-shirt, and cap. Spend £100 or more on any DWALT products in one transaction. Okay. All right, that's it for now. Thank you all for watching and listening. I'll leave it there. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.